Hello and welcome to Down the Vent. My name's Joe.
And I'm Josh.
And I'm Steve.
And today we're going to count down the top 10 games of the last decade. We're going from 2010 to 2019.
Oh, crap.
Uh-oh.
I went from 2000 to 2009.
Uh-oh. Well,
Wrong
Steve...
decade.
Okay. I guess I did say the last decade, didn't I?
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to pick one game from each year. And then I've actually went through and scoured BGG and also pulled the highest ranked game on BGG's ranking from that year.
Yeah.
So whatever their current BGG rank is,
right.
That's what I'm looking at.
Good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Good. That's good.
So we'll be able to compare ourselves to what BGG people believe.
Nice.
The users of BGG. I don't know who BGG people are, but yeah, just a bunch of little weird BGG orange people running around rating games.
Right. Of course.
Anyways, shall we get to our first one?
You've got to be the one with the hair that's gone, because yours is much closer to that guy on the thing than mine.
Yeah. I think it's Josh.
There's no hair out here.
You got this.
So, 2010, great year. One of the, not the first, as Sam Healy has mentioned many times, but one of the big starters, Seven Wonders.
Like
Seven
intro
Wonders,
games,
yep,
like to get people in.
Great one. It is one of the first ones I played with you guys. It was, I think, it was that first. I don't know if I played it at that party when Mike's bachelor party, whatever thing, because that was the first time I think I played with you guys at all. But then I think the next time that I actually came over and played at your house at that time, it was a good game then. I still like it now. I got Armada. I've not gotten it to the table yet. I got it last year at Gen Con and still haven't gotten to play, but I like it. I still think it's good. I still think it's solid. Not so much not deck building, but passing,
drafting.
Card drafting. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
City building card drafting.
Yeah. But great game, a lot of fun. Scales well past 2, 3 certainly minimum for that.
Yeah.
Play duel if you're gonna play duel.
One of those games that can scale up to like 7 people.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, and does it well. Like it's barely longer of the game.
Yep.
Really.
Yeah.
But Seven Wonders. It is currently ranked 49.
Nice.
49. So.
Me or you, Joe?
I'll go. 2010 was a tough year for me. There was only like 4 games that I played from 2010 because, like you, I think Josh and I really didn't get in until 2013-ish.
Yep.
2012
we were playing when I first started.
Yeah.
Because if you remember,
2012 was the first time we went to Gen Con.
Right.
And we were into HeroClix, but we bought a board game while there. So I think maybe mid 2012.
It had to have been like immediately before because really that was about the time we met. Too.
Yeah.
2011 was when we first met. So.
Yep. But this is one that I've played a lot. I actually got it for Christmas from my brother-in-law.
Oh.
I think a couple years after it came out or a year after it came out. It's a co-op game by Matt Leacock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's Forbidden Island from Gamewright Games.
Yeah.
It's again another like entry level game. It's great to even play with people that aren't board gamers because it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
You get a few actions on your turns, and it's co-op, so you can help each other out as well. But that's my number, or that's my top game for 2010, I guess.
A really good game, really, like you said, really straightforward, really hits the mark. Yeah, that was definitely on my short list.
So funny, my 2010s were both of those. So
nice.
So my number 1 was Castle Panic, and then my second was Seven Wonders.
You mean Forbidden Island?
Forbidden Island. Sorry.
Castle Panic was 2009. I had that. I did originally. I did our list from 2009 to 2019 or 2009. I was like, wait a second, that's 11 years.
Forbidden Island and Seven Wonders. Sorry.
I wasn't the only one confused.
No, you weren't. No.
But I put Forbidden Island as my number 1.
Okay. Yeah. What makes it over the other?
Oh man.
Josh's love of co-ops.
For you.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know. It was one of those.
Wow, that was not the statement I would have picked.
Yeah, because I hate co-ops.
Would you just go? Yes. No. You know what? I can see how that. Just pick something, okay?
I'm ready for.
I can barely look at my phone.
No, I think it was the introduction of co-ops, and I think at that time it was fun
it's
to be able to
nostalgia
play.
because it helped pull us into it.
Yeah,
right?
helped pull us into the gaming industry, and then we were able to play a game and work towards a common goal, whereas no other game at that time had done that for us, really.
Yep.
Right.
So
you guys played Pandemic after that, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Because technically, Pandemic, I believe, was out before it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then it came
it
out.
was.
I didn't play Pandemic till when we were at Mike's. I don't even think I played it then.
Yep.
Okay. I was just curious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I played Pandemic first, and then not long after that, I played the other.
Yeah, but Forbidden Island, Joe had a copy, and we played it multiple times. Played it at different difficulties.
What's the worst part about the game? Comes in a stupid tin that doesn't stay closed.
My tin doesn't have the problem.
I thought the worst part of the game was the fact that if you weren't careful, you could break the ship thing isn't that the one where the spinner piece?
That's the Forbidden Desert.
That's for
Oh,
no, that's
okay,
desert. Yeah,
alright.
Island just has the little plastic things you're collecting.
I only played Island technically a few times, but it was good every time. It was never bad. Just a little simplistic.
Moving the clip.
Yeah.
Because you break that clip. And it's cheap and cheesy. Anyways, that's my number 10, Forbidden Island.
Nice.
The highest ranked board game
Yeah.
on BGG from 2009
Seven
or
Wonders.
2010. Seven Wonders.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry.
I knew. I
I was
that one I
guessing.
happened to know.
Yeah.
Happened to know. You're keeping that stat all the way along, eh?
The highest rank?
Yeah.
Yes, I have that
Yeah,
for every year.
Nice.
Yep. I went through and did it all earlier. So I'm assuming it's just gonna be your list as we go through.
No, but yes, there will be a few.
I know there are definitely a
There'll be
few.
at least-
There's a few I saw in there. I was like,
Yeah.
that's definitely gonna be Steve's and maybe Josh's.
Yeah.
But-
All right, 2011. 2011 again, getting closer to that point where I got in. There was a couple from this year that I was really interested in. But my number one, technically, I think I had two games ranked at the same point, and my number one is one that I recently acquired from Joe, Trajan.
Okay.
Yeah. I just got to play it again about 2 weeks ago, and it reinforced that was my,
It's a solid game.
Yeah, I've come to realize, because I'd not really played any Felds. That was the first Feld that I played, and now I've played a couple, and I really do I'm not surprised I like point salads, and I really like point salads. You know what I mean? Like, I love the idea you just go out and do stuff, and sure, it's abstract and it's whatever else. I've not played Bruges, which was from that year, I think, or no, Castles of Burgundy, I think is from that same year, but I've not played it. So I can't, and there's a couple others that were big name games that I've just not gotten to play. Otherwise,
It's Joe's other favorite game.
We'll get to that when we get to it.
It starts with the T. It starts with the T, but it's not that. Yeah.
Well, Castle Burgundy is number 2 on that.
Yeah. No, I see. I got you. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that is a highly thought of game.
Oh, yeah.
It is. You know what I mean, like that.
All right, my game for 2011. 2011, I had a few more choices this year.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a hard decision for me.
I'm assuming rolling dice.
No dice.
What?
No dice.
Wow.
No dice. There's a little panda and a little farmer in this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You went with that one,
From
huh?
Bombyx, yep, and
Nice.
Antoine Baza, Takenoko. I love. It's such a great game. Really relaxing.
Yep.
You get to grow bamboo. It looks super cool when you're playing it. Just an all-around awesome game. I never got the expansions for it as much as I love this game. But
you were waiting for me to buy the giant version and get all the
exactly. Yeah. Every year we go to Gen Con, he's like, "Oh, I should buy the giant version this year." And then he's like this close, like he has in his hand at the register, and he's like,
And then
"No."
I'm like, it's so much money, and Joe already owns
Where
it.
am I gonna put it? It's so big.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
he always finds like one small excuse, and I'm always behind him like, "Do it, buy it. They have chibis large size too now." Embrace it.
Yeah.
But he hasn't got it yet. Maybe next year at Gen Con, since he's not buying the VIG badge, he can get Takenoko giant size.
That's super funny.
But yeah, that's my 2011. Great game.
I gave that one to my cousin. You remember when I was playing with my cousin's husband and his kids? That's one that I actually gave to them. I got it for them and gave them to him for Christmas one year. They love it.
If you're looking for a family game, it's a fantastic family game.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very, very fun.
My 2011 is a reprint.
Okay.
It is Survive, Escape from Atlantis.
Oh yeah, that's a great
Reprinted it that year.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I knew that game technically came out in like the 80s
Yeah,
or
it came
70s
out-
or
it came
something.
out
It was a long time ago, but
That's the one with the whales and the whatever, right?
yeah,
Okay,
and the
yeah.
dolphins. Yeah.
I that one and the other Atlantis Rising.
Yeah.
I know that this is the one I've played, but I always have to double check.
Survive, Escape from Atlantis, wonderful family game. It's one of the games that I introduced to people.
Super cutthroat.
Yeah,
Super
wonderful
brutal.
family game as long as everybody can deal with that.
It's a good. It's a game I bring to new people that have never played a game. I always bring Survive because it's so simple to teach, and it's wonderful, and everybody likes it. They love to destroy each other's boats and they kill each other off and all that fun jazz.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, why are you attacking me? Focus him, he's winning. Blah blah blah. And
Yep.
send the sharks this way. Da, da, da.
It's mean, but it's not lifeboats mean. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
It's not a knife fight. It's just a cat fight. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I thought yours was going to be King of Tokyo. That was my.
Yeah.
I had that on my list.
That
My number 2 though was actually Rhino Hero.
yeah.
'Cause
That
that
was
was
another one that I had that was super high on there.
What was BGG's?
BGG's number 1 game or highest ranked game from that year is Castles of Burgundy,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I knew
So-
it was like in 16 or something like
which
that.
I'm not a big fan of. I played it twice. It taken like 4 hours both times, and it was just because it's a dice worker placement game, and there's not a lot of way to mitigate your dice. At least that I remember. It's been a few years since. It's been like 5 years since I played it, but
what's funny about it is everybody who describes it is that's all they talk about is the fact that you get the dice mitigation. That's why it's
if you roll the right numbers, you can mitigate your dice. You can get like tokens, I think, to help in future
I know,
rounds.
yeah,
But
I'm just
I don't
saying,
remember.
Having not
It's-
played it, I'm just.
it's been a long time,
funny.
but-
yeah. 2012. Again, this is about the time, late 2011, 2012. This is about the time I got into gaming, picked up a bunch of stuff here and there, and I didn't pick up this game right away, but I actually picked it up fairly quickly. On its like second reprint run. Essentially helped me fall in love with the designer and with his company, and I've spent a lot of time enjoying, like interacting with him, going to a couple seminars that were amazing and stuff that he put on, and that would be Ignacy Trzewiczek and Robinson Crusoe.
Robinson Crusoe. Yeah.
Robinson Crusoe ranked 44 overall. It is the rule book is hot garbage. Even the newer rule book is still tough, and he knows it, and everybody else knows it. I think Rodney Smith said when he was doing the how to play that he was referring to a 56-page FAQ to properly get through the thing.
Oh
right?
man.
However, it is a game that if you can get somebody who has some idea how to play, I think it's got as much theme as almost anything that's on the market.
Oh, 2012. Let me think back to that year. First year going to Gen Con, as I said earlier, was my 10-year of being out of high school. I don't know, we're aging ourselves.
Wow! Wow!
For Steven, that's like 40 years.
37? Jeez, okay. I did graduate when I was 8, though.
And this is a game from Fantasy Flight. I don't know if you know it. This game, this is the first year where I had a lot of games to choose from.
Yeah.
And most of these I did not play when we were new to the hobby. Like, I ended up playing them later on through the years, but 2012 was a good year for games.
So this is a game from Fantasy Flight in 2012?
Yup, 3 to 6 players, if that helps you.
Builder?
Nope, not a deck builder.
It's, gosh, I know what this is.
Technically a remake of a game.
Is it Rex?
It's Rex.
It's
It's essentially like the Dune
I couldn't think of the name.
remake.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
area control. They have what I think is one of the best fighting mechanics and like battling mechanics in any game.
Yeah.
And Scythe is pretty much the same. You put a card, you put however many troops you want to put into the battle, plus your card. Yeah, so you can calculate the max total that someone can hit you with, unless they use like their superpower or something like that.
Right.
Very cool. Only played it a few times, but man, I love this game. Travis hates it,
Yeah.
but I love
Well,
it.
when you don't team up with them, when you don't
Yeah,
ally
there's
with somebody.
Yeah.
there is that. There is
I don't think it's
negotiating
fair
and
to
allies.
really use Travis as a gauge of a good or bad.
No, he loves Castles of Burgundy.
No.
That's like his favorite
Right,
game.
which really should throw you in for a loop. But
I know.
no, my point is that Travis can like what he likes, and I don't think, and dislike what he likes. I just don't feel like he is what you would call the voice of the people by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not at all.
If it is, it's the voice of a very small tribe of board game players.
of Travis's.
Yeah, who all like to have an argument with each other.
Yep. All right, Josh, what you got?
So I had 2 on here, but I'm going with my favorite.
Did somebody pick your other one? I'm just curious.
Nope.
Okay, that's
Nobody
fine.
picked my other one.
Okay.
This game I've always wanted to paint, but I've not gotten the chance to paint it.
Okay.
Not gotten the chance?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
never even signed up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
He owns a paint set. He got it when
Yes,
you
I own a paint
were
set. Tzolk'in, the Mayan calendar.
Finger paints don't count.
Tzolk'in, yep.
Tzolk'in, the Mayan
Oh,
calendar.
yeah, this is one that I would really consider for this year.
Oh,
This is
man.
a great game.
Yep.
Wonderful worker placement. I think it's one of the staples of worker placements.
That's a good one.
It's just
Super good.
great game. Bought the expansion for it. Played the expansion. By the way, never played this game with 6 people.
Oh, no.
Especially when 4 of them were brand new to this game.
Don't play this game with 4 people if the person that's teaching it may know the least out of everybody that's playing it.
But Tzolk'in is just a wonderful game. I love that you set people out and you leave them out there because you want that gear to turn and get them further.
Or
along.
do you? Because you need that action and you got to have that thing. Like sometimes you got to make an action. Yeah.
But I want him out there so then he gets further along so I get the best rewards.
And then Joe moves the thing twice
Yeah.
and you move past it and you get the thing you want. Yeah.
I thought your game was going to be Tokaido this year.
No.
Wow. I know how much you like Tokaido.
I do
so.
love Takenoko. This was a hard year. Like you had, I had Tzolk'in, and then I had Lords of Waterdeep also, which is another.
I wasn't a big fan of that one.
I really enjoyed it.
I like Lords fine, but it certainly wouldn't have gotten onto my
It's not bad. It's just it's a good game.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it didn't blow my mind or anything.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the year of my most played game ever. Attraction.
Okay.
The little Magnates game.
Yeah,
It's probably the game
yeah.
I've played more than any other game ever.
Sure. It's because it's literally
It takes like 2 minutes to play.
The 4th simplest game after Box of Rocks.
But it's fun.
Yeah. So it's Box of Rocks.
What was BGG's highest?
BGG's the game that came out this year that is highest ranked on BGG is War of the Ring 2nd Edition.
Yep. Game I've never played. I'd love to try it.
Yeah.
I'd love to try it.
I'm sure it'd be amazing.
There's a couple of those Lord of the Rings, big ass Lord of the Rings games I'd love to try.
Yep.
I didn't even know the owns them.
Me either.
No.
On to 2013.
On to 2013. So this is the point in gaming where I definitely know I was playing, because when I was looking through the listing of games, I could remember like watching videos about stuff that like I probably didn't watch some of these videos until closer to 2014. But the point is, I remember them being very fresh games, very, like, going into... I know I was going to BC Comics in Fightin because I was passing through, like, that was someplace I knew to go and stuff like that. And this is the game that I alluded to earlier that, as of yesterday, took over that spot. I was going to pick Nations, and I've technically played Nations more, and Nations is a great game. Nations is a really good game. But... having recently played Through the Ages, A New Story of Civilization, I feel like that might be just a little bit better. And having also last night played Amerigo finally, another Steffenfeld, with Cube Tower and Explore. Dude, that Cube Tower was one of the funnest things I've done in months. Like, it was as fun as throwing the dice down, tumbling dice or whatever else.
Oh, yeah.
It's super interesting. You're like, oh, okay, well, hopefully a few things come out, and then nothing you want comes out, or it's like everything you threw in came directly out, and nothing else came out, and how did that happen? You know, like that. And it's like, well, I hoped I'd get another thing to choose from, but I guess I got that. It was great. It was super fun. It was, like, thinky and interesting right from the get-go. And with teaching it, it was, for, again, 2 players, but first play, it was only, like, maybe an hour and 45 minutes. Like maybe not counting the teach time, that was its own thing, but it was much quicker than I anticipated. 2-player, it was fun. I got trounced, but that's because I made a couple, like, there were 1 or 2 things I just didn't realize I could do in the time frame. It's ranked 317, I believe, or no, 312. So it is one of the higher ranked games out of what I had, but it's real good. I really hope we get the chance to play it. I think you guys will really like it, actually.
Okay. My 2013. Oh, where was I in 2013? Josh was 10 years out of high school.
Aging me now. Jeez.
Steve, 41 years out of high school. Or 31, what did you say last year? So this is another co-op game. 2 to 4 players, made by Mattel. Yeah, this year I had quite a few.
Car Wars?
Car Wars?
Dream Phone?
No Dream Phone. So I had 3 that was
that's
really.
the game of this year.
Yeah.
The 3 that I was really going back and forth on were Gravwell, which I really enjoy.
Yep,
Sushi Go, which is like
Yep, I thought
Sushi Go is real good. I didn't
just a perfect like.
I need to try
drafting game.
Gravwell again because I didn't think that much of it when we played it that one time. I didn't really think. I think I just must have missed, like,
Maybe.
not gotten it.
It's been a while since we played
It
it.
was a long time.
Maybe I'll play it again and hate it. Like, why did I
Dude,
like this?
We played it at Josh's, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah, it was 22 years ago.
But my number 1 for the year was Ghost Fightin' Treasure Hunters.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably my top
Yeah,
favorite.
You didn't pick that up till...
Much later.
relatively recently.
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's probably one of my favorite overall co-op games of all
Nice.
time. It's fantastic. It's very family friendly.
Yeah.
It's got enough luck so you don't win every time, but not enough that you absolutely hate the game.
Right.
And it's just fun.
Nice.
Did you, you played this a bit with your son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's part of the reason why, that's got to at least help it really move up against other things that were good
He does.
games.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
really enjoys it too.
Right,
And we've got
right,
all the
right.
expansions, and the creepy seller expansion is like he makes it even better.
Yeah.
So like
Is
instead of
that
just
the expansion to get?
there's only 2, and one of them just like it adds like a blue ghost, like
Right.
another deck of cards or whatever. But so yeah, get the creepy seller. It's instead of because the base of the game is there's these 6 gems in the house, and you have to get them out before the house becomes too haunted.
Right.
Instead of getting the gems out in the creepy cellar, you have to take them to the basement and arrange them in order from like 1 to 6.
Oh, okay, so it kind of adds a layer to it.
Yeah, it does. It makes it more difficult. But,
Yeah, okay.
But you get a little bit of help too. I think there's like a couple bonus cards that make things easier for you and stuff like that.
And,
so.
and you and John have been playing a couple years now, haven't you?
Yeah.
That thing? Yeah,
Yep,
okay.
so.
And he's handled it pretty well. Okay, good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Fun stuff.
I might get that for somebody. That's why I'm asking.
Highly
Something
recommend
like
it.
that, yeah.
So 2013 was a good year. Two of my favorite games came
It
out
was a
this
good
year,
year.
and I think I picked up both of them at Gen Con.
Yeah.
At least one. I for sure picked up one at Gen Con.
Do you
Pretty
know what
sure.
it is,
Yeah.
Joe?
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
which one's
hope
number
you
1.
know what it is. That's
Yes,
on your own
no.
damn list, dude.
I'm guessing it's Lewis and Clark.
What? No.
What? You love that game.
Yes, I do.
Well, I
but-
didn't realize it was this year. And,
No. Information Central.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong year. Hold on. You're right. Trains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trains.
That's a good game. That's a good game.
I had that in 2012.
2013.
Oh.
At least that's what it was on BGG. Look it up.
Now, this reminds me of that video where Z ended up saying that Seven Wonders didn't play 2 players. And I don't think it does. It's a special rule and whatever. And it's literally like on the shelf.
On the bottom.
Yeah.
So Trains is your number 1?
Trains, yeah.
Okay. It's a good game.
Love the game. We used to play it all the time because it was a deck builder, like back like when all you had was like Descent, Ascension,
Dominion.
Dominion. I mean
Ascension.
Ascension, and then like
And then Marvel Legendary was
Yep.
just coming out around this.
Yep.
Like
I think it came out in 2012.
yeah, but I was gonna
Yeah.
say Marvel
Yeah.
Legendary.
Legendary.
that was another one that I was strongly considering
Yeah.
for 2012.
What makes Trains different is there's a board that adds a component where you do things on the board.
You're building routes and
you're
stuff.
building
It's
routes.
really
It's the
cool.
it's probably the and I'm sure I'm wrong in this, but it may be the first hybrid board game with deck building
Yeah.
built into it. Like, now there's Clank,
Yeah.
now there's several other games, but that's probably the first one. Hey,
Yeah.
What's funny is I have only played this once, and this was when I think it was at Travis's one party that he had it before they'd moved,
Yep.
and I think we played there, and that's the only time I ever played it, and I liked it. And you guys, yeah, this is great. We play this a lot, and I was like, cool. I've never played it again.
Yeah.
Never seen you guys play it. You know, I
Yeah.
was like, seems appropriate.
Yep. Super enjoyable. They came out with like a map for that year, a Gen Con map that year, which we got.
Nice.
Yep.
My backup game was Rampage, which is now
I had that one
Terraforming
on the list,
here,
yeah.
Yeah, another good one.
Yep.
Another good one.
Yep.
Not amazing, but good. You know, so
They had a giant version there
Yeah.
at Gen Con, and that
Yeah.
like sucked me in, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is amazing.
I remember I played that again. That's another one I played with you. Not so much. I played at your house, but you didn't play it.
Yep.
And then I played it again, and you didn't play it. And it was the third time that I finally played it with you. Well, I just want to remind you. No, I didn't want you to forget. That's all.
Matt used to intentionally play it.
Yeah.
when I would
Oh
want
yeah,
to play
that's
it.
right. He did.
But you couldn't get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would wait for Josh to start a game and be like, "Hey, you guys want to play Rampage?"
Yeah.
No. BGG's highest ranked game from that year, Eldritch Horror.
Oh, which I own now,
Mm-hmm.
and I've yet to get it back to the table. I've only ever played a half game, so I don't actually have it ranked.
Yeah.
It might have gotten up there. I don't
I think
know.
we played like a demo through it.
We played it. I played it at DTV one year, and
Yeah.
it took like 6 hours.
Yeah,
It was super fun.
Yeah, but it's big and long.
And we were losing probably after about the 4-hour
Was
mark.
that the one that I came in and replaced Travis
Yes,
again?
it was.
Okay, so that is
The
the
half
only
game
game
you
I've
played?
ever gotten
Yep.
played. Is that half
It was
game.
super fun though.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Again, we did play. You did play with maximum player count too, I think.
Yes, and first time playing with
Yeah,
no one
like
that ever
6
played it
people or
before.
something?
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yep.
Oh, buddy.
So
Yeah. And I came in the middle.
Yeah.
And literally had no idea. Like literally halfway through the game. It was
and
like what?
was doing better than Travis was the first half of the game. Anyways, on to our 2014s.
So 2014, definitely at this point I was I was very much getting into the hobby, and really starting to look over things. There were a lot of good things from this year, and but when I looked at the list, this pretty much, I think there was one other thing I had to look to be sure, but this was almost a slam dunk is the one I was going to pick. This is I think my number 4 game of all time of everything. Hidden Trader.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
That a winner,
Amazingly good.
right?
Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
Oh, really?
Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
Wow, I didn't know
love
that
this
came out in
game.
2014.
I love this game.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't technically play it that year because I think I got it on the first reprint that came around otherwise.
Yep. Okay.
And then I of course backed the expansion which got all those special pieces and whatever.
Yep.
But I played this game. Now, the only thing I can say about this game is maybe it falls apart when you get above like 9 people because I've never gotten to play it that way, except I can't imagine it does because it just adds more rolls and more confusion and more awesome stuff. Or you can add no more rolls and just have still only the 2 or 3 rolls that we've played with in the past. I played it with 4 players and it was amazing. I played for 3 hours with 4 players.
Wow.
3 hours straight. We could have played anything.
Not one game. Like you
Like
kept playing it. Yeah.
like
That-
game after
it
game
doesn't
after
take
game
4
after
hours
game.
to play,
No,
or 3 hours to
it
play.
Can, it can technically take about 10 minutes if you have people pushing to make it go. Or it
I remember the one time Travis, like, he was literally like the first person he called it.
Yeah, right away.
I was like, get out of here,
yeah,
Travis.
yeah.
Like,
Man.
you
No,
got
he does
so
that.
lucky.
Every once in a
I
while,
know.
He just still do it, right?
It's
and
outrageous.
I always wonder, like that. But then remember, he tried to do it again and was out.
Oh, yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So the next one, then he's like, "Well, I don't think I'm playing." No, that's the whole point. Even after you're out, it's it's like, I love this game.
Yep. It's fun.
It's amazing in being almost any part. It's super fun being the forensic scientist, but it's great fun to be any other part as well. I love it. Like I said, it's number 4. There's times when it flirts at being like 3 or 2. Like it really does. And I've never like as far as playing the game, as getting it out, and once I got it onto the table and started to play, I've never had to go over badly.
Nice.
Never had to go over badly.
Cool.
Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. It is. Sorry, I looked it up before. It is number 171.
Okay.
So way down the list.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Garbage. My 2014 game is one of my top 10 favorite games as well, actually. Yep.
Good year. It's a great year.
It was a good year for games. There was a couple I went in between, but it's Zaya Legends of a Drift System.
That was yeah.
It's got everything. It's like you're flying around in a spaceship and you can pretty much do whatever you want. You can do pickup and delivery. You can get some weapons and try to blow up all the other players. You can explore or try to take gambles, and you can fly into a sun and die instantly.
And I've done that.
Yep.
I like that game so much that I own actually everything. I think I own actually more than you because I got the most recent expansion now.
I have that too.
Oh, I thought you didn't get the very most recent thing.
I just don't have the cell sword ship. That's the only thing I don't have, which is like one of the first
right,
things,
which is one of the early things. Yeah.
But absolutely
Great
love
game.
it. It's probably one of my top 5 favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
So when I saw that was this year, I was like, well, that's an easy pick.
Yep.
That's probably closer to my like number 20, but I love the game. You know what I mean? And the only reason why it's not higher is because we've never sat down and done like a 15 or 20 point game that we always talk about and don't want to spend a whole afternoon
At
doing.
Origins last year, what did we do? A 16-point game?
15 or 16.
Yeah. It was super fun.
It must have been nice.
Yeah. We did in our hotel room. I know. It was good.
Full.
It was very full. Very small table. Not a great place to play Xayah.
I understand.
You need
It
a
was
big
like
table.
between two.
It was 2 levels almost.
Between 2 levels of Mad King
Yeah.
Xayah.
It was a bad place to play it, but it was super fun still.
super
So
fun.
That's good. That's
My
good.
2014 is also in probably my top 10 games.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. It's,
Oh,
I know.
again,
I know what
I
it
think there were
is.
several things that yeah.
I think yours is BGG's
Is
highest
it?
game for the
5
year.
Tribes.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah.
I had it on the side too. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
But then I looked at what BGG's was, and I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
oh no, it's
Okay.
gonna be that
5
one.
Tribes, I own every expansion
Yeah.
for 5 Tribes. 5
It's a
Tribes.
Great game.
I've only gotten to play it 1.5 times.
Yeah,
I loved it. I loved playing it, and never get to the
Yep,
you know,
yep.
like I don't own it, so but
Yep.
you know.
I even bought the 5-player expansion where you could actually play it 5 players because I've always wondered, like, it's called 5 Tribes, but you only play it with
4 players, yeah.
But it's such a wonderful game. Love it. Pick it up. Drop your people as you go. Whatever.
Yeah,
your last,
Mancala.
whatever your last person is the action you take, and you pick
Yep.
all those
Yep.
people.
Super thinky.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's funny because it can be super thinky right from the get-go when there's tons of options, but even relatively late, it can be oddly thinky like, oh crap, I only have like 4 options, but I really have to look them all over
Yep.
because
Yep.
now there's
Yep.
like, which way do I go? Yeah, great game. Great
Yep.
game.
Really enjoy it. Can't say enough about it. What was the highest ranked one?
Orleans.
Oh,
Yeah.
Orleans
Yeah,
was a really good
that
game,
was
too.
I figured one of
I
you
was
would say
fighting.
Orleans.
I was fighting with myself for that, but Deception is that game.
Yep. Yeah.
Orleans is probably a top 10, but
Orleans
Deception
is
is a
up
top 4.
Yep.
Like I'm not even joking. It's not top 5, top 4.
there. I really like Orleans too.
That's great.
It's one of mine.
So good.
I had 4 games from this year that were ranked 9 or higher on BGG by me.
I had
Yeah.
I had
That was
3
a good
games
year.
that were 9.5s,
Nice.
which I really don't have that many 9.5s. Like really,
Yeah.
you know, I don't have any 10s. So you got to realize that I've not
Yeah.
chosen to do any 10s.
My other big one from that year was Splendor.
Ah, yeah. That was
And that's a game I've never played.
It's good. Easy, but good.
Yeah.
On to 2015. 2015.
All right. 2015. Anyways, 2015 was a great year. And realistically, I think every year, like, I don't think there was really a bad year in this decade. There was just some years where we probably played a larger percentage.
Yeah.
But as the decade gets deeper in, there are just some really massively good years. So good. So many good years. This is another game. This is another top 10. This is probably like my maybe 5, 6, 7, like that. There's a few games in there that kind of flip-flop depending on what I've played most recently, right?
Yep.
Big game. You guys have both played it. This is a game particularly that blew Josh's mind 3 times within the same game. Like, literally. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Okay.
3 times. Food Chain Magnate. I love the game. It is deceptive. Like, it seems super, like, one thing. It's insanely simple in the very first, like, few turns. And then immediately turns into this, like, what have I gotten myself into?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I have loved it. I have played it with a bunch of different people. Literally, the only negative kind of experience out of all the people that I've played it with, you know, was Travis not enjoying it.
Mm.
You know, and that's the only negative. And even that, he was less disruptive than he usually is when he's annoyed at a game.
Yeah.
You know.
I think he was sleeping.
He
Well, he
did
just did
sleep
his
at one
turn
point.
first and then kept running. I'll go first, and then just kept running, doing his thing, and being done, and he was on. I love the game. It's got tons of options. It's like there's literally 2 randomized things in the very beginning of the game. After that, it's all up to you to make it happen or not.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You guys both like the game. I mean, you might not
Oh, yeah.
love the game, but you both said you like the game.
Mhm.
And really, most everybody that I've played it with has liked the game or really liked it.
Yeah.
I know 2 other people who bought the game separately.
Afterwards,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, so it's like, yeah, love it. Food Chain Magnate. It is pretty highly ranked, number 27.
Nice.
27 overall.
A lot of games came out this year.
So many good games.
Kingdom Death Monster.
Yeah.
Time Stories.
Yeah, that would have been my other
Rage.
one. That would have been Time Stories would have been my other one.
Exploding Kittens. Star Wars Risk. Pandemic Legacy Season 1.
Yeah.
But
That
my
was
number
super
one from
high.
the year, Food Chain Magnate.
Is it really?
Yes, yeah.
Holy cow, Joe! That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. I
love this game.
Dude, I'm so glad that you do.
It is. It takes a really long time, but it does not feel like 4 hours has passed.
No,
And Josh even said that, like, it was like 2 in the morning, and Josh was like, "Oh my god, I thought we were only playing for like an hour and a half."
Yep.
No, it was 4 hours, but
Yep.
this game is just
It was good.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It starts off so simple, and by the end you're just like, "Oh my god, there's so much going on
Yeah.
that you're trying to take into account."
And just to reiterate, I've only played it correctly twice now. You guys have never played it correctly. It's
Oh.
only a slight difference.
Okay.
But the slight difference is that, you know, the manager, the black background top cards, like the things, they can only report to a CEO. They can't report to each other. Like the junior managers can't report to the senior managers. So it changes the corporate structure
A
in
little
an
bit,
odd
yeah.
way. But it's so good. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But yeah, Food Chain Magnate, fantastic from
nice.
Splotter.
We need to play it again.
Yeah.
I think I've built it. I need to get the expansion.
Yeah, the ketchup one.
Yeah, the kitchen expansion.
Nice.
Josh.
So mine was between
I'm
two.
so
Mine
glad
mine
that
was
you-
between Pandemic Legacy Season 1,
Mhm.
even though I hate Pandemic, the normal game.
What did
And
you choose?
That was
what
so
did I
good.
choose?
That was a really good one.
Blood Rage.
No.
I don't know.
Voyage Marco Polo.
Oh, I didn't even have that on my list.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep. Well,
Yeah.
I really like that game. I like when I can get a table. I don't know. I like.
You know, that
audio.
one is one I don't think I actually have. Like, there was a bunch of stuff that we've played and where I've ranked it when we were playing,
Yeah.
but never actually gone on and done my ranking. I don't think I have that ranked, and that's why it
Yep.
didn't show up in my list. I did, by the way. I looked at my rankings, but then I also went and I looked at the BGG list and went at least a couple pages in
Yeah.
by year just to
Yep.
see if there was anything obvious.
Yep.
And but yeah, that was a fun game when we
Yep.
played.
Voyage Marco Polo, great game. I mean, they just put out a second or number 2.
Right, which is technically a second edition from what Vassal said.
Yep.
It's very much very similar, but a couple big differences.
Yep. So just like it. It's a movement game. I don't even know how to explain
It does all types of stuff.
Yeah.
It does a lot of stuff.
Yep.
But-
Isn't it dice work replacement? Kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Because it has dice in it.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
place them to do either
Different
your
actions,
different
right?
actions,
Yeah.
Put them in the board you're moving on.
And everybody has their own
Put it out
game breaking
city.
power.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like,
right. Yep.
Oh, yours is the best power. No, yours is the
Yours
best
is-
power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My power's always garbage in that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. Except
I get
it's
3 gold.
Yeah. Except for 3 gold is like 5 times what anybody else gets over the
Right.
course of the game, you know, or whatever.
But that's my number 1 for 2015. And Pandemic Legacy came in second because it's Pandemic Legacy, and I think that has to be the highest.
Yeah, it's
It used to be number 1. Yeah, it is the number 1 of that year. Yep.
Wonderful game. I mean, we're playing Pandemic Legacy Season 2. I mean, obviously.
It was a super high game. Literally, the only thing that Time Stories would have been my other one because Time Stories is so good, but Food Chain barely beats it out because it is replayable. You know, I can still keep playing that. You know, even though I've played the other things, and kind of the same thing with Pandemic. Like, it really the only reason why that beat it out. There were other things that were high, but yeah, Food Chain.
I was between Food Chain and Blood Rage.
Yeah,
I
Blood
love
Rage
Blood
is
Rage.
another great one. I have not gotten to play it enough.
Yep.
I've played it about 3 or 4 times, and you've played it, what, about 9?
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9
Probably.
times. Look at the dots. Never mind.
Dots.
Yeah.
All right, on to 2016.
Nice. 2016.
What a-
2016. You know,
What a
great-
dark year for board games.
Yeah, almost none came out. It was, you know, it was a barren landscape. I was literally like 1987. Again, having lived in 1987. You guys remember the far-off year from
We were both alive in 1987, but we were
Yeah.
like 2
Or 3.
Oh, yeah.
We
or
weren't
3.
we weren't in our 20s
You were,
or 30s.
I was only 39.
His
Which
320s.
is, yeah, which is hard because I was because I just said I was 37
Yeah.
10 years later, so I don't know how that works. Anyways,
What is Steven's real age?
I told you my mind was going. Anyways, 12/22. It was a great year. No, 2016.
2016.
2016. Really, I mean, this is really, if I remember correctly, this may be one of the best years of gaming. Like, there were so many you guys might not personally have loved every game, but if you look at like the top 100, there are an immense amount of games in the top 100 from this year, and including one of the games that I think it's the best game of all time, actually.
Yeah.
I've sold at least 4 copies, including today. I think I sold a copy to somebody.
I think I know what this is.
I love it just about every time I've played it. Early app integration game, Mansions of Madness Second Edition.
Yep.
Oh,
Mansions of Madness Second Edition. This is my #1 game of all time. This is a game that is good with new people, good with people who've been around for a while. It has variety. Yep. It does all the good things that a game can do. It provides stand-up moments. You know, it's co-op, but there could be a traitor. Things go crazy. You know, just give me that spell.
Yep.
And never mind that fire. We'll put it out later. I didn't mean to start it. It was an accident.
They did the app right with this game too. They took all the fiddliness out of the game and threw it into the app.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is great idea.
Exactly.
Great idea.
You want to know the one negative of the entire game, in my opinion? The single negative of the game is that there isn't more spoken dialogue in the game. But if you have somebody who's willing to be a nice cheeseball about it, he or she can read everything and make it great.
Yep.
You know, so I love the game. Ranked 29 on Board Game Geek, and I really do mean it. I literally, somebody today in the game store, I heard somebody from 2 aisles over asking somebody else about Mansion Man. I was like, I played it. What would you like to know? And by the time he was done, he's like, "Oh, thank you so much, dude. I'm gonna get that.
Nice. Blow my mind, Joe.
I'm not gonna blow your mind. You know what it is.
I can't remember what else is for this year. So.
2016, such a bright year.
Where is it? It's up here.
Such a dark year.
Yeah.
Let's start with the bright though. Stonemaler Games.
Oh,
Jamie
yeah.
Stegmaier.
Scythe.
Yeah, I was gonna say you spot him the big box.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, no,
Steve did. So
you know, this is literally only I have not played it enough. You know, I played Mansions 20 times, literally.
it does area control, resource. It's a 4X game, they say.
Yeah.
You expand, you explore, you exterminate. There's not a lot of extermination going on in it.
That's the only thing that makes it. I mean, you can, but it's not. It's certainly not a primary focus like it would be in a lot of other 4X games.
Yeah, you have to do other stuff too in the game to be able to win. So
absolutely.
But the technology and the way you upgrade is just, I love that part.
The player board, that player board, the individual player boards and how that works. That game, that literally is like 7 of the points. And I love the art, and I love the other stuff, and I love all the other things about it. And that player board is so good. It's so good.
Yep, it
so
is.
Good. And they're all different.
I enjoyed this game so much. Me and you backed a video game.
Yep, they made the I forgot what it was, Iron something.
Iron Harvest.
Iron Harvest, that was it. Yes, it's an RTS game, which Scythe kind of feels like an RTS game with not a ton of units.
It actually, I think it's more of an RTS than it is almost more of an RTS than it is a 4X.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a little bit more in that. I know that there's a lot of similarity.
Yeah.
Because you upgrade.
Yeah, but RTS games are my favorite type of computer games as well. So, kind of, once I got the board game version of it, I was just, oh my god, this is fantastic.
If I had a list in front of me, I would have picked it. I don't have it. Again, where is this on your overalls? Is this your number 2 or 3? 1?
It's probably in the top 5.
Yeah,
I would have to say. Yeah.
You know,
it's close up there.
I
so
just wondered.
Once I saw it again, made it pretty easier. There wasn't a ton of games actually I was looking at this year.
I think that there's a. I remember looking at this year and being like, wow, I have a lot of choices.
There are a lot of good ones, like Feast for Odin, Mansions of Madness,
Star
Wars Rebellion.
I figured Feast for Odin would be the one you guys would figure I was going to do.
That's what I thought you were going to do.
And it was so close.
Yeah.
So close.
I forgot. I wrote Mom, 2nd edition,
Nice,
and I was like, I don't know what that is. Then as soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
So my 2016, since you did Scythe, I won't do Scythe because Scythe was on my list also as my #1 for that year. So I'll do my second, and that is League of Legends, Mechs, and Minions.
Really?
Really
I would have
enjoyed
thought
that.
Star Wars Rebellion.
Star Wars Rebellion is up there also, but Star Wars Rebellion is kind of a 2-player game, and it's longer, and it doesn't scale well to 4-player, I feel.
Yeah.
So I went with a kind of a different game. which is the
Mechs versus Minions.
Mechs
Yeah.
versus Minions, because you have a...
Played that on the channel.
Yep, we played it on the channel. You kind of have a legacy...
That was before we were streaming.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
I thought we recorded the things in Adam.
Nope.
No?
Wow.
Nope. The first thing we streamed was Near and
Far.
Far.
Wow.
Huh, okay.
That was where we started.
For some
Yep.
reason I thought we did that. Okay,
Well,
yes.
played through the whole campaign. Has a good campaign. Then you can build your own scenarios. You could do like single player. You could do multiple. Like it just.
It's a programming game where
Yeah.
your
for
bots
better
can
or
get
worse,
haywire,
yeah.
and like you could end up ramming into other people and like
But-
pushing
but
them across
because-
the board.
But because it's co-op, it's not like as chaotic as like Robots, whatever factory.
I can't think of what it's called now either.
Garfield,
But
Richard
yeah.
Garfield game from forever ago.
But wonderful
Never actually
game,
played
and
that.
we played League of Legends for many years, so it was kind of neat to see the IP become a board game
Yep.
also, and you know.
And a really good one and cheap for
Yeah.
what you get.
Really
in the
good
bot.
components, like amazing quality components, amazing inserts. Just the art
Yeah.
is amazing,
And a fun campaign.
and a really just a solid, good programming game. And you don't see that many programming games, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like it's super solid. I certainly wouldn't put it into like I definitely felt like there's other things higher, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Scythe
nothing
was
wrong.
my number one.
Well,
but,
yeah, and I think I have probably 4 or 5 other
Yeah.
things, but yeah, what's the number one on the thing?
It's a real dark spot on the board game community, but it's Terraforming Mars.
Terraforming Mars. See, that's what I say. I love it. Yeah.
One of my lowest rated board games of all
It
time.
eclipsed the dark spot. It eclipsed.
Yeah.
That actually was high in there, and that was actually one that I was strongly considering. But the thing was, is as soon as I saw Mansions, I was like, yeah.
Yep.
And Feast actually Feast for me beats Terraforming Mars too.
All day long.
Yeah,
Easy.
I love Feast. But Mansions, there was nothing that like once I saw that it was Mansions, I knew that I was going to be
The worst components of any game ever.
Oh my god, yes.
Which one? Oh,
Terraforming Mars.
No, I don't think that. I think that's I don't think that's a fair statement.
Worst
of
is-
any game
Yep.
ever.
Yeah.
Worst.
I don't
Worse
think
than the
any-
waffle game.
Insert alone, trash. Bored. You bump it and you don't know what resources you have.
The paint's coming off the
paint's
cubes.
coming off the cubes. Trash. Everybody has to upgrade.
The art
that
on the
game.
cards don't mix.
Literally, everybody has to upgrade that game to make it worthwhile.
And yet, still 4,000 times better than that damn Ego game. Don't even bring that Ego game into this discussion.
It's ranked higher in my world.
Yeah, good. You can be. You can be wrong about that too, man.
I don't mind Terraforming Mars, but the components are so cheap.
Oh no, the components aren't good.
they're-
The components aren't good. But it is. I just think it's hard to call it the worst. I will say this. It is the worst given its actual rank and level.
Yeah.
I will give you that. It's certainly one of the top ones for that type of thing.
Yeah.
And its cost. Because it was inexpensive. Well, at least when it originally came out. I know you paid a lot for it.
The
And when I
base game
opened
is still is still fairly expensive,
Yeah.
but the expansions are whatever, and it's fine.
Okay. Well, on to 2017 then. Let's look into a brighter year.
Yeah. Yeah.
2017.
2017. 2017. This is the first year of Gen Con for me. And now what has become a complete tradition. Totally down for it.
Was that my BIG year?
Yeah, yeah, that was your first year.
It was when I think it was when we returned to Gen Con. We
Yeah,
had
it
gone
was.
for like 3 years or something like that.
Yeah, because it all kind of coincided. Because we had a discussion. You guys talked about going. I was like, yeah, I'd be really interested. I mentioned it to my D&D group. They're like, man, we'd really like to go too. And it's like, guys, I guess I'm going with these guys too, but we're all going to be down there.
Yep.
Sweet,
Gen Con's awesome, by the way.
It is really good. It is really, really good. Really just a spectacle. Anyways, so 2017. This is a game I really love. I've played it a ton. I've played through it a lot. I've never played it with you guys personally. It is super highly ranked. It's probably somewhere in my 8, 9, like that type of thing. And technically, this isn't the first version of the game, but I think this is the version that is the best version of the game.
I know it.
And it is Arcadia Quest Inferno.
Yep.
Arcadia Quest, I love the leveling. I love the overall system. If you're booting along, if you're going pretty quick, you can play the games fairly quickly. They can take a while if you're kind of thinking it out and trying to make it
or
work.
rolling poorly.
It has so many great stand-up moments.
Yep.
One of the small highlights of not the last Gen Con, I think must have been the one before, was when we got stopped and asked, and I was actually on the Dice Tower about the exploding dice and all that. I mean that game is so great and so fun, and I hope we get to play that at some point. I think you'll really enjoy it. Whether Matt does or not, I'm not sure, but I think you will enjoy it a lot.
He's gonna hate it.
I think it's always hard to tell. If he does well enough, he won't care.
Well, if we all target him, he's gonna hate it.
Oh.
Which part of the game, of every campaign you play, or every scenario is to kill someone from the other team.
Yep.
From
you can't win
another
without
team.
doing it.
Yeah.
You have to do other things, but you can't win without.
Yeah, there'll be like two objectives, and then the third objective is always kill someone from another team,
right.
And you can't win without getting 3 objectives or something like that.
You have to get 3, and at least one of them has to be not killing somebody else.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yep.
Yeah. So, great game. The big reason why I like this over the base game is because it added some cards and some other things to give the opportunity for somebody to kind of affect somebody who might be running off. There's certain characters that are it is a game where not everybody is equally balanced, not even remotely close, and some characters under the right circumstance can just
they get the right items and they're OP to the max.
They will be targeted.
Yep.
But if you can't catch them, that can be bad, you know, and there can be just. But super good game. I've played about 45 games of this over time.
That's more than me.
Or 40 anyways. And that's the base game campaign twice, Inferno once all the way through, Beyond the Grave once all the way through, the one, and started Pets, but haven't finished Pets.
Okay.
And I think another one. So yeah, loved it. Loved every second. Played the dragons. Played the whatever. The last couple times it's been it's a tiny bit of a letdown, but that was because one person got royally hosed out of a 4-player game, and the games are a bit longer, and that can be real tough on people. So it can cause bad feelings, but it really good game. Ranked 505.
Oh wow.
Yeah, fairly high.
2017, great year. Lots of good games.
Yep.
Lots of good games.
Yeah.
I'm with you though. It's Arcadia Quest Inferno is the best game of that year for me.
Wow.
It's in my top 10. Fantastic game, Josh. I think you would love this game.
Not gotten to play it yet.
It's Arcadia Quest. It should be coming soon, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be in the next couple months.
Yeah. I say there was some delay. Since I'm not technically a backer on it, but I'm getting it for free because of that whole Starcadia thing that happened at Gen Con last year.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually received anything about that yet, so I'm waiting to see when that'll come through. And then, of course, my buddy Jerry is getting it anyway. So, did you back it?
I did.
You did. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah.
I was hoping that maybe, since that'll be brand new, we can actually get a campaign going once it comes.
That one's going to be interesting because instead of you getting 3 people a person, you get 2 people a person.
Yeah, so it's a little less.
A little bit less, but
you get bots and stuff too. I thought.
Right. And I feel like at least in the games I've ever played and all the times, it generally ends up being 2 of the 3 guys you play a lot, and one guy kind of is a helper guy, except unless you get a really good combination of people that combo. But, Arcadia Quest, super good. Good, glad that you liked it. Yeah.
My 2017. What do you think it is, Joe?
Dinosaur Island.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
But no.
What else was on there? What else is on there,
Nothing
Joe?
Nothing that he would.
Rhino Hero Super Battle.
That's another good game. So, like I said, this was my number 1 game for that year, and you couldn't believe it. You were like, man.
17?
Yeah.
Was it okay?
I couldn't
I'm
believe
gonna
it
make
then.
2 guesses. I'm not sure if it's the right year. Okay.
Correct.
Altiplano.
It's a good guess, but no.
And because I'm not even sure that for sure that's that year. Might have been the year after. And then the other one would be no, that's not right. That's not right. Never mind.
Okay.
That one's not right because that was 2018.
Uno.
That's 2018. Yeah.
Azul.
I don't even have that on my list.
I
came out that year.
Such a good game.
Yeah.
It is a good game.
Good tile game. Beautiful. I mean, they recently just made a new version.
The third version of it,
of Azul.
Yep.
I recently picked up the Joker edition, so like the expansion to it.
Pro tip: get some Starburst because you're gonna really want them when you
Yeah,
play
yeah,
Zool.
But keep them in a very separate.
Yes.
separate
Do not put
bowl.
those tiles in your mouth.
Just
I like to
beautiful,
chew these up.
beautiful game. Good entry level game for people. I've noticed I've been picking like a lot of like family games, easier games.
That's your style though,
but
usually.
My style usually is pick up those.
And again, Deception is an example. Because it's a great time with everybody. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
My secondary, which I thought was going to be on your list, was Century Spice Road.
It was I.
Oh.
It was on the list, but it is.
But Gaia Projects that same year.
Yeah, I mean, Gaia Project was real close now that I've played it twice.
Yeah.
And I have loved it both times.
It's a great game.
And there's actually a couple others. I don't know what else did you?
I wasn't sure if Spice Road, if the Gollum edition came out that year, because that would have been up there on my list.
I don't think it did.
What was
I think
BGG's
it
Island?
was, I think it was 2018.
No, what was BGG?
Oh, BGG's. I think it's still number 1 on BGG right now.
Oh, it's Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven,
yeah.
Yep.
It is, yeah. And Gloomhaven I liked, but I've not gotten to play a lot. And there's a couple other ones. It was either this year or the year before that most of the expansions for Time's Up Title Recall came out, but not the base game. And that would have been one of mine if it was the base game. It would certainly be, but I don't think it came out on any of the. I don't think the base game, at least from what I can see, came out in that year. You know what I mean? Like in the years that I. But yeah, this is a really good year.
Yeah.
Really, really good year. All right.
On to 2018.
2018.
2018, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2018.
2018. 2018. Again, another year of Gen Con. That was the year. Didn't go to Origins that year personally. But man, this is another year. This actually I think is the year. This was one of the 2 years that was the toughest for me because there was just so many things that I really liked that I've gotten to play in that time frame.
Yep.
You got to figure that there's stuff like before 2010. Obviously, that wouldn't be on the list. But before 2010, there's a relatively small number of games that I've actually played, because of what we've really played a lot of, and so on and so forth. So really, all of these years are really the height of all of us really being into games, right?
Yep.
In 2018, there were a lot of good games, and neither one of you are going to guess what I picked because this year is Feast for Odin Norwegians, which you guys have not played yet. And it essentially is a complete re-implementation of the board because it completely replaces the main board with a new board that is also tighter for 2 players, which was really big, but it also tightens it up for the other player counts. Adds 2 new animals, and just... I don't know that it's better than Feast for Odin itself, but it's like on par. And I love Feast for Odin.
Yeah.
Literally, the only reason why Feast for Odin didn't make it each year is because there was something that it's actually barely higher. This is about my number 5. Feast for Odin / Feast for Odin. I mean, I kind of consider it, but and sure, I guess you could call it a cheat that I chose this over the other. But the thing about it is I feel like they're very different games, like considerably different games in certain ways, right? And it's amazing. It is. I love the game anyways. It really just rolls. I really can't wait to have you guys try it. I think you guys will really enjoy it.
Cool.
I'm actually curious because I'm curious to see whether or not you'll actually like it more than the original game.
I haven't got to play the original yet.
Neither one of you have. Oh, you did play I thought you played the original.
No,
once.
we went to set it up, and I think it was me, Travis, and I think Travis was like, I'm gonna head home, and then
It didn't work out.
yeah.
No.
I'm sorry about that. I think you'd like it too,
Yeah.
but yeah. Feast for Odin. Oh, the Norwegian specifically is 850. No, that's not right. Yeah, you know what? It's not ranked individually because of the fact that it's
An expansion.
Yeah, it's an expansion, but it is an 8.9 geek rating.
Wow. Okay.
8.9 geek rating is pretty darn high.
Yeah. All right. So my 2018 game.
I wouldn't be shocked if one of you guys actually picks one of the ones that I would have picked for 2018. But go ahead.
It was a pretty easy pick for me.
Yeah.
It was a 3 to 5 player co-op-ish game.
Yeah.
I call it, from Wizards of the Coast. And it's a legacy game.
Oh.
It's
okay.
Betrayal at the House on the Hill,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Betrayal Legacy.
Yeah,
I was so hyped for this game.
Yeah.
It came
It
out.
delivered.
Yeah. I could see this in the next couple years falling off because I'm going to
It's
forget how
legacy.
much fun it was.
Yeah.
I mean, we can technically still play it. It
Right.
essentially made a new version of the game.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, and I've heard it's actually a pretty
specialized
decent
version
version of the game too.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like I mean, once it's done, it's very playable and
Yeah.
plays well.
You
going
could
forward.
probably play through it again.
You would have to buy another copy,
Yeah.
but yeah, you could. I don't remember half the crap that happened already, but
I remember a lot of it.
it was super fun. Yeah, I guess some of the big moments
Yeah,
they
yeah.
really stick out. But man, it was just like they did a lot of cool things, just story wise in the game, and like with some. There's no new mechanics really or anything
No.
like that, but just the story and what they
Just
had
the
you do.
story
Like
and the
if you
twist.
die, you can read this card, but don't tell anyone else what's going on, type of thing. And then it's like, then you die too, and you're like, oh wow, whoa, jeez, no,
Yeah.
that's so cool. Why didn't like? It's just it made a lot of fun moments, a lot of stories that we talked about afterwards,
Yep.
and
Really good game.
really fun
That was-
game.
Yeah.
That was mine and yours game of the year last year.
Yep, it was.
I would have been that was one I was interested in playing, but you guys had a group and it was cool, and I wasn't super hot to play. Like
Yeah.
to be honest, as much as everybody was hyped about it going into it, I was like, okay, we'll see because it's been, because it's like I think you guys are slightly more into Betrayal itself than I am.
Josh
Slight-
hates Betrayal,
I hate Betrayal.
Oh, okay.
but
well,
he
I-
loved
yeah.
that game, which was like I was
Yeah.
kind of worried going into it with Josh
I
because
was
how much
like
he
that. I was
hated
like-
Betrayal.
I was like, I'm not gonna like Betrayal because I feel like
Oh,
whoever
no,
gets like
Matt
any,
likes it, doesn't he?
yeah, Matt
Matt,
likes
because
it.
Matt's got the widows.
Because I've always felt like
block.
whoever got really good stats in the game ended up turning and then being able to smoke everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty even,
Oh yeah.
I think, for our campaign we
yeah,
played through.
Yeah. It just good game. Good.
I'm glad you
twist.
guys liked it. I just liked it that
Oh,
much. That's one I never watched any of the playthroughs on, but mostly because if I ever did get it to the table, I didn't want to, I
Had it spoiled for you.
I have too
Yeah.
good of a memory for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can really remember certain things too long than my own good.
Yeah. So that was on mine also. So I'll
Mhm.
swap to another one. So my other one is Teotihuacan,
Mm.
City of the Gods.
That for the last year, I couldn't. I was going to say Teotihuacan, and I was like, oh no, that definitely was not
Yeah.
17. It was 18.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
good game.
that
So,
game's good.
Good game. Has that whatever you
It's
call
kind of a rondel.
Rondel,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of a rondel.
Just really good worker placement rondel style game
It's
building
really
of the.
It's really
Like the mahjong style,
Yeah,
tiles,
the
style
mahjong
tiles in
tiles.
the middle.
That's one I really would
The
like
pyramid.
to play again.
I want to play it again. I want to pick up the expansion for it. It's just.
I highlighted that expansion in our expansions coming out, hoping you would get it.
Yeah.
Like for a game I don't
The
even
Gen
have.
Con list or
Yeah,
whatever,
Yeah,
yeah.
remember Gen Con
Yeah.
list? I was like, I think free Cambrian period would be great.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't pick it up, but it was one of those ones where I'll end up picking it up at some point.
Sure. And it's not like you don't do enough push on your games anyway, so it's not like
Yeah.
if you'd have gotten it, we would have gotten it to the table
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure by this point.
Okay.
Because
My second one for that year would have been Drop It, probably.
Drop It's really good.
Drop It's
Mine-
fantastic.
Drop It's
As
really
easy
good.
and simple as it is, man, it's
Yeah.
such a good
Mine
game.
would have been Expand City.
Yeah,
Expand
Expand City
City.
was really good too.
Yeah,
I really
I-
enjoyed that.
I didn't play that.
We
I
played
had a
that,
couple
like,
others, but I don't have a I
we
don't
played
have
that
a list up. I
probably
plan
4 or
on
5 times just at Gen Con.
Yeah, it's quick but fun.
Yes.
BGG's highest rank for this year, Brass Birmingham.
Yeah, and that
Which
really
I've
is
never-
climbed. That's like number 7 or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
really
Number
high. It was in
5.
the top 10, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But if you figure it is a re-implementation of
Yeah.
of a game that was already super hot, it streamlines it just a little bit. A lot of people really just can't shut up about that game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
All right, well, on to the final year, 2019.
This year.
This year. Unless you're watching this in the future, then never mind.
Then last year. Or the year before.
Or the year before that. Or 100 years ago. If you're watching this in 2119. You don't know. YouTube will still be around.
I don't know.
Hello, future people.
Hello, future people.
Hello.
We're holograms in that video.
What board game do you want to play?
2019, and on to the finale. I mean, it seems like forever ago, 2019.
Yeah, it
seems
does.
like, actually, no.
100 years ago.
It's funny. It seems like pieces of 2019 have just flown by, and then other parts have been like chunk, barely, like.
This year flew by.
Yeah. A lot of it did, but there have been a few times where, things have been
Beginning
crazy.
of the year was slower, I guess, for me.
One thing to mention about this year and last year, there are a lot of games that I actually own between this year and last year that could easily have overtaken what my pick is.
Mm-hmm.
I've just not played them yet.
Not
Or I've
played
only
them.
played them one time,
Same.
and I don't feel like I've got a good enough deal.
Yeah.
And plus ones that you guys have owned. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff. But this is ranked 1105 on BGG. I've played it, I think, the most of any of the games that I've gotten that it came out this year.
Nice.
Okay.
By a decent margin. Really, really enjoyed it. I think you guys both liked it when we played it.
Yes.
I think that, and there's new expansions coming out for it. It's got a lot of legs. It's faster than you expect. Imperial Settlers, Empires of the North.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Portal Games, Ignacy Trzewiczek, and you know what? I'm gonna mention and technically Joanna Kiyanka, who's the co-designer, who left her normal job doing whatever it was, some kind of
I heard she was a hitman.
To do this full time because because she's been playtesting, and the Romans expansion, he was not anticipating. He was going to put out the Japanese expansion, and he didn't have any plan for another one right away. And she said, "Well, why don't we put out another one?" Well, he's like, I only have the one." She's like, "Well, here," and literally broke out a whole nother expansion, another whole group that he'd not had any idea of. And then put him through, and he said it was better than hers. So her name on the Romans expansion is the only name in the Romans expansion.
Nice.
You know, but I think it's a wonderful game.
Mm-hmm.
It plays fast. It's good. It's got that nice little engine building thing. You got a lot of options. The different groups feel pretty different. Like the different, decks are all pretty different. Not that you have had a good opportunity to test that, but it plays pretty fast. But it still gives you a decent amount of that. Both that worker placement plus engine building, kind of a deal. I really like the game. I really like the game.
Really good game.
Really, really like the game. Imperial Settlers, Empires of the North.
Empires of the North. My 2019 game, I literally just decided to change it as I was looking at this page.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, I was going back and forth quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, I wasn't doing it too this year.
And I had Parks down because it is a solid, good game.
It's a good game. Yeah.
But I just looked at
only
this again, and I thought about it, and man, I had a ton of fun playing Run, Fight, or Die Reloaded.
Oh yeah, nice.
So that's my top game that's released this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It takes the King of Tokyo mechanic and puts zombies in it, and it's co-op-ish, I guess. Not really, I guess.
No, it's really not.
No.
But the thing is it's not as directly take that as King
of
Tokyo is. Like, kind
you can drop some zombies on people and stuff, but it's nothing like insane, and it's just a super fun game. It's so much fun, and I'm jealous that I don't own it and that you do, because I want to play it all the time.
You know what? I'm always happy when somebody likes a game that I got like that. So I'm super happy that you like it.
And
I'll be happy to bring it anytime.
The art and the cards and the sayings on them, it's like just B-movie horror tropes and fantastic.
To me, literally the only negative is that while they did a good job of giving you like a lot of zombie like sculpts and whatever else, but there's a lot of flashing, like a lot more flashing on the, you know what I mean, like leftover. Yeah. And I'm too lazy to go through and fix it all. So, but yeah, other than that, great game, a lot of fun.
Nice.
Mechanica was close up there too, but we haven't had.
Which one?
Mechanica from Resident Games.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to play it.
But we haven't done a full playthrough yet. We've done a half playthrough.
That was what you were gonna pick instead.
That was like up there. If we probably played it a full time, because it's
You're
like
not
engine
saying
building.
What you would pick in case he does.
Well, oh no, Parks.
No.
Parks is what I was.
Oh, Parks was what you
Parks
were
was my
gonna
second, but
Yeah.
Mechanica is super fun, and I really enjoyed it. The
If I'd have
playthrough we did at Gen Con, and
If I'd have played Parks a second time, there's a decent chance it could have gotten there. I really did like that game.
it's
But
It takes Tokaido, which is a great game already, and it builds on that.
And I actually think it's
Without making it more
a really
complex.
solid step up on Tokaido, I think.
Yeah.
Personally.
Without making it more complex too. Like it
Very.
doesn't make
Like
Similar.
1% more complex.
Yeah.
Like 1%. Yeah.
All right, Josh.
Tell us.
My game was a super controversial game for this year.
Controversial.
Controversial on whether
Beat your wives? I didn't
Yes.
think anybody bought that game.
Controversial
Wow.
on it was like super anticipated, super hot, and it could either be big hit for people or fell super flat for people.
Oh, okay. I think
So-
I know.
Tapestry.
Tapestry. Yeah.
Tapestry
Interesting,
was
yeah.
either
When I haven't played.
it hit for people and it's wonderful, or people hate it. Like people say hype game or dud
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Kind of like terraforming for you, where
Yeah.
it's hype game or dud
And,
game.
no, apparently there's like me and 2 other people in the world that can't stand it, and
Yeah,
everyone else
no,
loves
yeah,
the game.
yeah.
I just don't understand
I
it.
think there are other games that represent that better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but Tapestry, super fun game. I don't own it, but I've played it a few times. I
It's
really
really
enjoy it. It kind of reminds me of Scythe, where you take things off of your board, even though that's not really you're taking off your board, but you're taking
Yep.
pieces onto your board, kind of.
Yep.
It's super easy. Like literally, you just move up a grid. Like
Yep.
you just choose a grid and what grid you're moving up. And,
Yep.
But it's so thinky.
Essentially, just the technology part and buildings of Scythe, kind
Yep.
of.
But
But-
then there's like a grid for like where you're putting houses out on, and depending on
I guess there is area control too.
there's
Yeah, except for it's the goofy.
You can't take it away from someone, yeah.
You can once.
Once,
But you
but
can't
then it's
take it
done.
again.
Then no one can ever
Yeah,
go there
no one ever
again.
goes in
Yeah.
there again. So
and then
that-
and then it has things of like where you have broken powers. Like each person has their own like
Yep.
race,
Yeah.
and the race
Yeah.
can make
And they have
super
released
big.
and Jamie Stegmaier has released an official fact to balance the game because they are not correct, including one faction who gets 15 victory points per other player in the game to make them even with everybody else.
Oh wow!
Wow.
To start the game, they start the game with 15 extra victory points
Wow, that's crazy.
per person
Huh.
playing against them. Again, I don't actually have a problem with that because if like apparently during the time frame when it was like being developed and first coming out, there was talk about the fact that there would potentially be some fix like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So he knew
But
it going in. But,
super good game. It's one of those games where you play it once and you go, oh, I play this again and I'm gonna do infinite better the second time.
Yeah.
That's how I played it the first time at our board game event, and I got smoked, had no idea what I was doing. Played it second time, and I was like, yep, I like this. This is wonderful.
I was jealous you guys were playing it. I
Yeah.
really wanted to play it, and
Yeah.
I've not gotten a chance to. It looks so good.
It's technically a civ building
Yeah.
game, but I don't.
They had it at RAW, and they actually had it with the red tag, which means it would have been on a good deal.
Yeah.
The problem was I was trying to buy it for myself.
Right.
And it's a good one. I have I have Josh Davis's copy. Sorry,
Yeah.
Josh. You're never gonna bad, buddy.
Jeez. Don't admit it on the camera.
He knows. I warned him when he gave it to me.
He did have a look of resignation when he was handing it over.
He's like, dude, am I gonna really play this again?
It's 11. No, he was not. He was like, it's a 2-hour drive. I don't know if I want. Come on, man, just let me borrow it for a while. Okay.
I'll see him sometime Gen Con or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Origins or something.
Hey, Josh, you got that? Oh, I forgot it.
Yeah, forgot it.
look at
Oh,
your
yeah,
face.
yeah.
What was? Yeah.
Tapestry, my
Tapestry.
number one. My secondary was Ishtar.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot we played that.
Yep.
And I don't.
That was a fun one too.
I don't think
With
I
all the
played
gems.
That, did I?
Yep, with all the gems.
No,
No.
we played on stream. I don't remember if you were here. Or
I think
not
we
for
only
it.
played 3-player. I think it was me, you, and Matt. I don't think Steven was here. I think it
Yeah,
was week Steven.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Really good game. I think it's much quicker than you think it's gonna go too.
Mhm.
Like I thought it was gonna be
Yeah.
a much longer game, and I just went.
It was like 45 minutes
it
or
went
something. It was
so
with our first
quick.
playthrough.
Yeah. Good game though. Super easy. Well, I wouldn't say super easy to learn, but once you got the mechanics,
Yeah.
it just flies.
Made sense.
Yeah.
The top game on BGG from this year, Wingspan.
Yeah, and that would have been one of
Which
my
I have
top
not played.
picks.
Haven't played it either.
I played it and I like it. I have it.
Travis loves it.
Yeah, I know he does. and Patrick likes it a lot.
Yeah.
Patrick and them like it a lot, and he's got it.
My understanding
do you guys,
kind of takes...
Neither of you guys own it, do you?
No. My understanding takes terraforming and gizmos and, like, smashes them together.
That's not far from the truth. I like it. I mean, it's definitely... But it's not... I mean, like, that's not far from the truth, the difference is... Like, the big difference is it's not nearly as, like... crazy. You know how Terraforming Mars, like, when you get late in the game, you have, like... 47 cards in front of you, and it's like that. You're not going to have that with Wingspan.
Yeah,
you're going to have, you could have a lot of cards, but nowhere near that many. I really liked Wingspan. I think you guys would both actually like it reasonably.
Probably.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because it's a little more straightforward. You know what I mean? It's not super long. It's not really. Well, I've got it. I bring it over whenever.
Oh.
I want to get the expansion. But,
What are your favorite games from the last decade?
yeah.
Pick one from each year. List them in the comments below.
Yeah. Or maybe just what couple things, or what did we miss, or that that we should have gone through.
Sure we missed.
I mean, we didn't
How many
mention a lot
games?
of
Did,
stuff.
how many games did Josh pick that weren't from the right year?
Yeah.
One.
It was probably more than that. We'll find out when I do the list.
Yeah.
Josh, why are 3 of these from 2004?
Man,
What did you do?
just pasted it into the same section.
Yeah,
2014.
You need to record over them every time it says Betrayal Legacy and just say Betrayal House on the Hill. Right? So, that's an old game.
Yeah,
man.
let's keep saying that.
First edition.
What do you anticipate coming out next year, 2020?
Yeah.
We should do a list about that too.
Yeah, we should.
It's so hard though, because so little is announced this early.
I mean, there was games that like I kickstarted that aren't coming out till next year.
Yeah,
like,
I could easily give a pretty good list of that. And we didn't really do a list of this year either. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. I mean, we obviously kind of showed what we liked the best, but I think it's difficult too. Even though we did play a decent amount of stuff this year that came out this year, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's big this year that
we haven't
that
played
we've
yet.
not played yet.
Yeah.
I think
It's hard to do a list from 2019 when we're like I just got 2 games in like the last couple of weeks from 2019 that came out this year. So like,
between Cthulhu, Death May Die, and Tainted Grail have huge chances of actually being on that top 10 list.
Exactly.
I think Puzzle Mountain King is gonna be really big.
Yeah.
That's one I kickstarted. That got delayed.
Yeah.
Chain Garden got delayed. That's another big one that's supposed to be coming out. So that will be a 2020 also.
No, but it's been a really great decade. It's been.
I mean, we got Point Salad this year. I mean.
Yeah,
what else do we need?
That was actually really high. That was another one that I rated pretty highly. Overall. You know?
Point Salad was fun.
Yeah, it's good. It's just good, real good.
Yeah.
But,
10 years.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next time.
QE is the one that I want you guys to try.
QE.
I've listened to like 3 podcasts recently where they all talked about QE coming to some place and being played more than anything else by like 3 to 4 times.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah. But we need to come back and do another list soon.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for our top 10 games of the last decade.
Decade.
Top 1 game for each decade.
Yeah, exactly. If I just did if I pulled the games from the 10 years all together and actually did a top 10, it'd probably be a majority from 2016 or 15. Whatever year I had 5 of them.
I was gonna say between 15 and 17, probably there'd be a huge.
It'd be hard for me to do a top 10. I like too many games that are all very even based for me.
Until next time, though, my name's Joe.
I'm Josh.
I'm still Steve.
And you've still been watching.
Still
been
down
the vent.
Yeah. You were supposed to say vent.
I'm not doing it.
I knew
Goodbye, everybody.
Wait.
B.I.G.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that fun jazz.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna get demonetized. You said Christmas.